Hey guys, it's Bobby Judo, and it's been a long time since you've seen me. I know you're all gonna say I look tired, bags under the eyes. Always appreciate it when you let me know. I am tired. Um, I rarely make personal videos, maybe only one or two a year. This is gonna be one of those videos. As everyone knows, the earthquake and the tsunami are having a big effect on Japan. Not on me personally. I'm in the same boat as Michaela, and we live on Kyushu. We live further south. I didn't even know there was an earthquake until friends and family from abroad started sending me messages asking if I was okay. I am okay. It's life as usual. It's northern Japan. It's Tohoku and Kanto that are getting the worst of it. And I'm sure you've seen a million other YouTubers' videos talking about how to donate. If you can donate, if you have the means, please do. It would really help. Anything you can do anything you can give will really help. I'm just gonna kind of ramble. I hadn't made a video for a long time. I was busy with a lot of things. We were out of the country for a little while. I was traveling around Japan for work for a little while. As some of you know, I got married last year in August, and we got married on paper officially, but we hadn't had our actual wedding ceremony yet. So we were planning a wedding party for the 20th of this month, for next Sunday. And so we were really busy wedding planning. If you've had a wedding, if you're married, you know wedding planning in any country is pretty brutal. In Japan, especially so. It's a big racket. They charge you a lot of money for everything. And it's a lot of stress. It's a lot of pressure. So I was busy with that and didn't really have a lot of extra energy to be making videos. My family and friends from America were supposed to come to the wedding. As of now, it's still kind of up in the air, but I have some family who is going to fly to Tokyo and do some traveling before they came down to Kyushu for the wedding. My brother and sister-in-law and mother were supposed to fly in on the 18th. And as of now, plans are flying, but the situation in Tokyo is still very up in the air. You don't know what's going to happen with the aftershocks. You don't know what's going to happen with the nuclear power plant. So whether or not they can come, it's not. My brother is optimistic. I'm pessimistic. I'm a cynical person. I don't think they're going to be able to make it, and so that sucks. But at the same time, I'm alive. I didn't lose my house. I didn't lose anyone that I didn't lose any loved ones. And there are a lot of other people in Japan right now that can't say the same thing. So when you look at it that way, I don't really have much to complain about. I was talking to Michaela earlier about watching the news and things like that. We were kind of arguing about it a little bit because she's glued to the news, and she asked me if I'd been watching, and I said no. I've been following the headlines and things that I see online, and I also have some friends who came from America for the wedding that they were in Tokyo when the earthquake hit and got stuck there. But they're okay. They said it was really scary, and I've been on the phone back and forth with them. And when they have internet, been talking to them over the internet. The YouTube community and the internet community at large has really pulled together in a good way, I think. My friend Brett was stuck in a subway station for a little while, and then the trains weren't running, and he was in Tokyo, and he didn't have a place to stay, and just tweeting and talking to people on the internet, Hiroko Nakamura and a dude from 11 Colors. I'm sorry, I don't know your name other than 11 Colors. They helped out on Twitter, and there's a girl who blogs in Tokyo named Alicia in Tokyo, and she actually happened to be very close to where my friend Brett was, and she let him stay. So to see everyone pulling together in small ways and in big ways, and just the fact that the community cares so much and is working so hard is really nice. Someone's Skyping at me right now. It's my friend Nick. He lives in Tokyo but was in America when it happened, and now he's stuck in America and not going to be able to make it back in time for the wedding either. and his family, they see, I guess the U.S. has issued a travel advisory, if I'm not mistaken. So his family doesn't want to let him come back until they lift that. What was I saying? So yeah, the fact that the communities pulled together is really good. I've seen a lot of YouTube videos, though, that I've kind of felt like, you didn't need to watch that. You don't need to be watching this. It doesn't really contribute anything positive. The people who are sharing donation links and information, I think, are a huge help. There are other people that I feel like I was even reluctant to make a video because at a time like this, I don't feel like it's really appropriate to be putting your own face on something that you're really not suffering from. And in the same way, I guess Michaela and I were talking about the news, and you watch the news all day long, and you say, this morning they said there was another tsunami coming, and then right after that they said, no, it was a mistake, it wasn't coming, we mismeasured something, and then they said, no, actually it is coming, and it went back and forth and back and forth. And as of now, there's no second tsunami, but there might be. And when you watch the news, you just get confused more, especially the overseas news, because it's all filtered through a translation, and it's all last minute. And I think if you watch the news in America or in other countries, it makes the situation seem a lot worse than it really is, which is not to say that it isn't bad. It is bad. And watching the news in Japan too, I think the motivations are different. In Japan, the news, they really are working hard to give all the information that they have as it becomes available and trying to help people. I get more of a sense that the foreign news agencies, they just want you to keep watching the news. I remember when I first started watching, I think it was either the BBC or CNN, where they were talking about how the original tsunami was so high that it was going to roll completely over some Pacific islands and wipe them out entirely. And it's just sensational. And, you make people panic. And I'm not a big fan of that. And for watching the news, for sitting around all day and watching it, you just worry, and there's nothing you can do, and watching TV doesn't help. And if you happen, let's say there had been a tsunami this morning when we were watching, what would we have accomplished by watching it? We would have known about it quickly. Yay. So I don't feel particularly obligated to stay glued to the TV. I stay in touch with my friends and make sure that they're okay. I think they're hopefully on their way out of Tokyo as we speak. Worried about aftershocks, worried about the power plant possibly melting down, things like that. But again, like I said, everyone that I know is healthy and safe and okay. And what else? Everyone has talked a lot about Japanese, how prepared they were for it, how resilient they are, how great the response has been. And I think when you see the whole country pulling together to conserve electricity, which so far has helped to prevent the need for rolling blackouts, it's really inspiring. In other aspects, Japan is still Japan, and a part of Japan is so bureaucratic that it's just stupid. I literally just got back from going to try to donate some things to help. I heard they're collecting blankets and non-perishable foods and bottled water and things like that. And so I got some stuff, and I got everything that I had in the house that could be donated, and took it over. And when I got there, I had sleeping bags. And they say, oh, we're collecting blankets for people who don't have blankets, but we can't take the sleeping bags. And I had said right away, I have sleeping bags. And they said, oh, we can't take those. And I said, well, what about blankets? And they said, yeah, we can take blankets. And I said, well, if I just take the sleeping bag out of the bag and unfold it, it's a blanket. And they said, yeah, but we know it's a sleeping bag, and we're not authorized to take that kind of thing. And they kept we went through like 3 different people before everyone finally said, no, we just can't take the sleeping bags, I'm sorry. And it was like, you don't have to apologize to me for it, but if there's somebody who's not going to have something warm that they can use to sleep or to dry off or anything, it's just stupid. So that's frustrating. And then the other thing that I've been seeing that just makes me sick is the Facebook statuses, and I don't want to give it more publicity than it deserves because I think it's probably just a very small element of people. But the Pearl Harbor comments, this is payback for Pearl Harbor. This is karma. The average Japanese person holds as much personal responsibility for Pearl Harbor as I hold for the nuclear bombing of Hiroshima and Nagasaki. And having had the experience of being yelled at by an elderly Japanese man for Nagasaki, I can tell you the people who are making those kinds of comments are idiots. It's disgusting, and it's that attitude and it's that kind of thinking that allows historical atrocities to happen. And if you're a regular watcher of my videos, I'm sure you're not one of those people. But if you come across one, if you see one, let them know that it's disgusting. To see anyone suffering anywhere and to have a reaction other than sympathy or empathy, or to try to want to help. There's something wrong with that person, and I don't know if it's ignorance or a lack of humanity. But tell them. Let them know. That's about it. Again, thank you for all your comments. Thank you for everyone calling to check. I've got a lot of people saying, they're going to keep me in their prayers. They're going to keep me in their thoughts. I'm fine. Instead of sending me your prayers, instead of sending me your thoughts, send the Japanese Red Cross some money. It would be a huge help. Thank you very much. I'm sorry this was long. I'll see you again.